Welcome. My name is Markus Weichselbaum. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to thank Craig for doing a marvelous job organizing this pretty much single-handedly. So now a good time to give Craig a hand. It's a great honor to be here. I've had the pleasure of being at a few of these meetings. And I want to take this chance to pretty much explain why I'm here, not only because Craig invited me, but how I got here. And today I want to use the opportunity to share with everyone who's interested what we've learned in the process. It's been a journey. We were not an overnight success. And I want to explain a little bit about our company, what we did, and most importantly, and especially want to reserve the open forum for that, I want to talk about what you want to know. So I'm not here to present anything in particular. I've got no particular message. I've got nothing to sell. I'm here to share and explain how this all came about. So my name is Markus, and as you can tell, I don't sound awfully Australian because I got here 15 years ago, and people say I sound like Arnold. Well, I'm born in Austria, so come with me if you want to live. So out of the way now, I very much like Craig's idea of keeping this candid and fun and Australian. Yes. I love Australia. I got here 15 years ago, never looked back. It's fantastic. And I certainly feel honored that I can contribute tonight to share a little bit of my experiences and tell you sort of what it looks like from our experience. So my background was with the Broth that we actually were a collaborative art network site. So in a way, networking was for us really where we came from, more or less by accident. Basically, we had this concept of a website where you can work collaboratively, and that's the global mosaic. Initially, what you could do is you could go there and you could move tiles together at the same time on the same screen. So it's like a mosaic made of 1,000 tiles, and you could make artworks. And you could chat at the same time. It was hilarious fun. Really, it's fantastic. And we were adding more and more things to this. We were adding that you could work in graffiti mode, and so you could paint together at the same time and create your own artworks, either in solo or together with friends. And you would have your friend requests, and you would have your own blog and your own profile. And this was all before I even knew about Facebook. And so we were developing this, and I remember very vividly, it was only in May when I traveled for the first time to Silicon Valley to show off our wonderful creation, the Broth. And I realized that people had sort of trouble understanding what that is, because no one really has a prior concept of working together on the same screen and produce art. It's an experience which is great fun, I can tell you, but if you don't have any prior experience, you just don't know what you should make of it. And it just so happened, and that's the story of our company, that I was still in Silicon Valley. I remember it very, very clearly. I was at the airport in San Francisco, and I got told, well, I saw while I was online there waiting for our plane trip back home, that Facebook was opening their API. What it means is, for us developers, that you can put application on there that run within Facebook. Now, obviously, I had read about Facebook's growth, and I didn't have an account then. I didn't even know that you could actually go on Facebook at the time. I thought it was still only US colleges and schools. And so I read about the API, and I realized, oh my God, this is huge. So like many in my position, I basically phoned home and told everyone, drop everything you're doing, you gotta be on Facebook. And that early decision is one of the reasons I'm here today, simply because I was on there as early as possible. And so what we did then, initially we took parts of the Broth social networking site, and we produced a small application that we would put on Facebook. And so Craig has just mentioned Puzzlebee, which is certainly that one application that we focus on most. It's a jigsaw application. But truthfully, it was really just one little part of the Broth initially. What you could do is you could save your artwork, your little creations, and then as an added thing, you could puzzle as a jigsaw puzzle. That's it. And when Facebook opened and the first applications were seen to grow so rapidly, like no one has ever seen applications grow or anything grow. We were like scratching our heads and going, well, but what should we do? There's this graffiti one, and we, back then naively went like, we have our graffiti, so we don't want to compete, don't step on their toes and so on. And so we figured, the easiest we can do, and which is the least server intensive, which I will explain in a moment too, is let's put this puzzle thing live. And so Puzzlebee was born. And so Puzzlebee really has been developed non-stop now for the last well, 8 months really. We also took some other applications, and you may know them. Who actually here has a Facebook account? Hands up. The great majority. Who here has a stripper name? One. Okay.
Gender Pacific, perhaps.
What's a stripper name is an application that now has something like 4.2 million users. And it's a fun haha thing. You go there and it tells you what your stripper name is, and it's fun for like a minute. But it's fun, no matter how old you are. But truthfully, it was just actually a small part of the broth. We've just taken our random name thing. You could go to the website and you would get a random name, just so you could get into the game without having to sign up and register. We just wanted to immediately people collaborate, have fun, right? And so you would just get a random name like Tame Swallow or Fast Tiger or Boneless Baby, one of my favorites. And so we knew that these random names were kind of funny already. And we took this small part and made a Facebook app. It's not much of an app, but it has grown tremendously. And today also later on in the forum I want to share what we have learned, what does work to grow something, and I can tell you even more what does not work. One thing we have learned very quickly is how to fail really good. And so we failed a lot. And it wasn't all, success and so on, but we are now at a position where we can share our experiences. We now have a total of 12 million users that use our Facebook applications. And we are continuing to develop more and develop better apps. And I've mentioned it before once, all of these millions really, they are not really meaningful. That are the people that have once used your application. What you really want on Facebook is people to come back and engage, spend time, engage with your product, with your service. Those are the valuable ones, and they're currently being counted as daily active users. So when I mention this in the future, those are the people that come back every day. So Puzzlebee right now is an average about 50,000 daily active users, and so we're focusing on that. And all the other applications like the stripper name and some others that have failed, they are just sitting there collecting dust, and we still have some residual traffic, but really, the message really is you've got to work on your product, refine it, and then it can become quite successful. So today, I've got a couple of new things coming up. What we're focusing on right now is with Puzzlebee, for example, on virtual currencies as one way to monetize. We focus on monetization, we always have. That's our background really is internet advertising and marketing. So early on, the reason we went for Facebook wasn't for fun. It was because we thought, well, this can be commercially successful. And so we had ads from day one. And so commercialization and all the trials at the same time, what works and what doesn't work, that's also our experience. And so once again, I want to just give you some suggestion of what sort of issues exist. In a nutshell, my message really is that it doesn't matter how good your app is, really. What really matters is whether you can make it viral and engaging. And then, of course, when you have that, then you can worry about how to make money. But there's no point worrying about either of these things if your application, whatever you're doing, isn't at first engaging and interesting for users. On Facebook, that means must be an application, or should be one, that is really one for friends and between friends. If your app is sort of single user, it's going to be very hard to grow the user base. And then you cannot as easily grow and experience the enormous growth that you can have with an application which is sort of more friends-oriented. That's all I want to say for today. I really invite you, please ask. And as Craig said, developer garages, and had the pleasure at being at a few. We were at name dropping now. We were at RockU in November, then at Google at one, then a wonderful in Sydney with Tom and Chris have organized. It's my fourth one now, and I really want to just reinforce what Craig said. Let's keep this an open thing where we exchange tricks of the trade. I'm here to collaborate. I'm here to work with people, and I'm certainly happy to share everything I have learned. Thank you.
Thank you, Markus.